All right. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Elder Law Perspective section of the afternoon. Jerry Rothkoff, who is the founder and managing attorney of Rothkoff Law Group, which serves New Jersey and Pennsylvania, a longtime friend of the center and partner. Please help me to welcome to the stage the great and powerful Jerry Rothkoff.
All right, well, is it winding down? So thank you for inviting me, and good afternoon, all. I'm Jerry Rothkoff. Well, if I learned nothing from this afternoon, and I learned a lot, I better start flossing more, if nothing else, don't you think? So, excellent presentation. So, as was said, I'm Jerry Rothkoff. I'm managing attorney of Rothkoff Law Group. I'm not here to discuss substantive issues, and David, and disappointing, I do not have slides as a result of that. And I'm going to leave the substantive issues to you as the public health experts in this room. But what I'd like to discuss this afternoon is what impact you have, the center, CMA itself, and what all of you do in your advocacy fields, and what impact it has on elder law attorneys and the practice of elder law, and more importantly, our clients. Virtually all of you are involved in academia, public service, nonprofits, or government advocacy. I am one of the few private attorneys here today. So why am I here? And I've been here since almost the first CMA summit. First off, for self-serving reasons, if nothing else. You see, I have twin boys and who went to school in D.C., GW and American respectively. And one son, who's right here, Evan, will be graduating from Georgetown Law School this weekend. So an excuse to come to D.C. to see my family. And Evan will be, and coincidentally, and maybe apropos for this audience, he will be involved in public health law and starting at the law firm D.C. office of Latham and Watkins. So, and we are very proud of him. Secondly, I so admire what you do. When I'm hearing the powerful presentations, it makes me, as an elder law attorney, just want to basically run right through the Medicare brick wall, really. So thank you for what you do to improve the lives of older adults and those with disabilities on a daily basis. In fact, secretively, I think I want to be you, and that's another reason why I am here, to help in the good fight. Then reality sets in. I'm managing attorney of a 50-plus staff law firm with working in 2 states with 7 offices. So it's my way of living, I think, vicariously through you. So thank you for what you do. But beyond my own family endeavors and my own fantasy, I am here to support CMA because I owe in part my start of my own elder law career to CMA. You see, 25 years ago, 1 year before he was born, I decided to switch my career from personal injury law, and I was doing a little nursing home litigation, to elder care law. A major reason was a NAILA conference that I attended in Philadelphia. I think it was in May of '99 or 2000, something like that, which conveniently was a few blocks from my office, and I knew it well because it's where in 1981 I had my bar mitzvah reception at the Work Hotel in Philly. So why not? I knew the place well. So what I didn't realize then, within 2 hours I was hooked to work to advocacy for older adults. And I became energized in a way that eluded me the first several years of my practice. I became energized in part due to a speech I heard about government advocacy and the importance of government advocacy. And yes, if you're thinking the speech was by Judy Stein, you're correct. Who, I think you were, Judy, I think you were installed as the NAILA president right around then, or incoming, or something along those lines. So upon returning home that evening, I advised my wife I wanted to practice elder care law. 2 months later, I opened my own elder care law firm. And then Evan was born a year later. Beyond that conference in the early 2000s, CMA helped me with a Medicare case I had, which maybe sounds familiar to some of you back in 2001, 2002. It involved a woman who suffered from COPD. Medicare denied her a procedure called lung volume reduction surgery. And apparently at that time, in order for Medicare to cover the complicated surgery, the patient must enroll in a national trial program. I think it was called the NET program, National Emphysema Treatment Trial, or NET. At the time, believe it was Medicare's first national trial program of its kind. Once enrolled in the program, half the patients received surgery, the other half were randomized for continued therapy, which in essence was a death sentence. My client was randomized to therapy, and therefore Medicare would not cover the cost of the approximate $50,000 surgery at that time. And unfortunately, she did not have the financial means to cover the surgery herself, and therefore, by the time they came to me, we were at the ALJ level. And without really knowing what I was doing. So we had, of course, claimed lung volume reduction surgery was not an experimental medical procedure, and therefore should be a covered procedure. But how in the world can I prove the procedure was reasonable and necessary? Up stepped CMA. I called CMA. I spoke to a very helpful person, but honestly, I don't recall who I spoke with. However, after explaining the issue, I was given the name of a person who had a similar issue and was dealing with a family member. I was given a daughter of a family member. Through my original contact with CMA, I learned of a world-renowned physician who was practicing medicine in St. Louis at Washington University. A world-renowned surgeon by the name of Dr. Joel Cooper. He pioneered lung volume reduction surgery. By the way, Dr. Cooper did not only pioneer lung volume reduction surgery, but also was known for having completed the first successful lung transplant and first successful double lung transplant in the United States. So I gave him a call. He actually took my call, believe it or not, and he was my client's only chance at surgery, since every other major hospital system, including those in the Philadelphia area, were involved in the NET trial program, so they couldn't perform surgery outside the NET program. To my astonishment, Dr. Cooper volunteered to attend and testify at the ALJ hearing in person. All he wanted was his travel costs covered. Well, he had his own agenda, but that was okay, meaning that he soon came to the University of Pennsylvania hospital system, so he's probably there on business, and he had his own agenda because he needed to make money doing lung volume reduction surgery. Needless to say, we won the ALJ hearing. I can still see the look of startlement on the face of the ALJ, wondering how in the world I was able to have this renowned surgeon come to Philly and testify in person. There were no words to express the gratification I felt that I was able to help this woman. My work and advocacy felt meaningful, and it still feels meaningful today. Therefore, I learned early on in my elder law career the value of Medicare advocacy, particularly the fact that elder care goes far beyond estate planning, guardianships, Medicaid planning, protecting assets from the nursing home. What CMA and all of you do does matter, and it has lasting impact on elder law attorneys and clients throughout the U.S. Yes, I do wish more elder care attorneys were present today, and more would see the value of engaging in Medicare advocacy services. However, elder care attorneys do benefit from CMA services. I'm going to give you a few examples how. Several thousand elder law attorneys throughout the U.S. are regularly having discussions with their clients and their caregivers regarding the impact of the GMO case and how to extend Medicare-covered days in the nursing home to maximize therapy, and well as access additional home care coverage, and if necessary, referring them to the CMA website for the GMO self-help appeal guide. Thanks to CMA, several thousand elder law attorneys regularly advise their clients on observation status and how to appeal their placement on observation status in hospitals, and once again, refer them to the CMA toolkit on the appeal process. CMA's weekly email alerts are regularly disseminated across dozens of elder law listservs nationwide, keeping elder law practitioners informed as to the latest Medicare issues impacting their practice and clients. Thanks to CMA, elder law attorneys counsel their clients regarding the pros and cons of Medicare Advantage plans versus traditional Medicare, as was discussed today. And CMA's Medicare handbook, which I was the pleasure of receiving a complimentary copy last year, if I recall, is the Medicare Bible for elder law attorneys. If there is a perplexing Medicare issue, elder law attorneys turn to the Medicare handbook for the answer. And like myself over 25 years ago, elder law attorneys from across the U.S. regularly contact and rely upon CMA for advice on Medicare issues. Therefore, what you do does matter. The elder law bar needs you. We rely upon you. Elder law attorneys need more Judy Steins, not just more Judy Steins, but people like, and I didn't see Charlie Sabatino. He's on, God bless him for that. So people like Charlie Sabatino, and my colleagues are here. Harry Margolis over there, Morris Klein over there, and thank you for being here. And you'll soon, I think, going to hear from Frank Johns as well. people who see elder law beyond estate and asset protection planning. So thank you, Judy, Charlie, Frank, Morris, and for setting such a fine example of what an elder law attorney should be. And lastly, since I am from New Jersey, I'm going to quote a famous poet. It's not Walt Whitman, which I cross that bridge regularly. Of course, it's going to be Bruce Springsteen. So when Springsteen was inducted, and I was present, myself and my daughters were there in Brooklyn, when he inducted the E Street Band into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He was there as a solo artist already. He said this, the story you tell together is much more powerful than anyone can do on their own. So with that, it's a partnership. We need CMA, we need all of you to do our jobs and disseminate that information for the clients. So thank you for all you do. Have a wonderful rest of the afternoon.